Welcome back to the Word Expanded, the Gospel Edition. Hey, we're in Matthew. We're in chapter 5. We're at the beginning of the Sermon on the Mount, right? We're at the beginning of the Beatitudes. There's one verse. My Bible actually has a subtitle for one verse, right? So that is kind of what we're doing. We're going through the subtitles, right? And we're kind of putting it all together. So let me give you one verse. You ready? It says this: seeing the crowds, he went up on the mountain, and when he sat down, his disciples came to him. So I want you to get this picture, right? He saw the crowds. There's a huge crowd. Jesus is ready to turn and to flip their world upside down. So what's he do? He gets above the crowd, right? Gets above the crowd on the mountain. And notice what happens. His disciples came to him. I want to give you a fantastic visual that you're going to have to just stretch a little tiny bit, just a tiny bit. This happened before. This happens in the Old Testament, right? This happens with Moses and God and the people, right? God calls the people to the mountain, but only Moses goes up the mountain, right? So the crowd is down at the bottom. The people of Israel are down at the bottom of the mountain. God is up at the top of the mountain. God represents the mountain, right? The mountain of God. Jesus climbs partway up the mountain, and he gathers those that are his to him. This is a great differentiation. People want to know why Moses had all the power, the authority, all of these things, right? It's because when given the chance to climb up the mountain and go to God, the people outright said, no, Moses, you go ahead. And then you come down and tell us what this is all about. This is the same type of thing. Everybody, right? Everybody had the option to go to Jesus, but it doesn't say he called only his disciples. It says he sat down and his disciples came to him. Those who were his, right? Those who knew him, right? Did they perfectly know him? No. Did they get it all right? No. We already know all of this stuff. But those who were his came to him. So let me leave you with this thought on the Word Expanded, the Gospel Edition. All right, I laid it out to you. 3 levels. Where are you on this? Right? There are people who are nowhere near the mountain. Is that you? You're totally missing out on what God's doing. Right? There are people who are at the base of the mountain. They want all the things of God, but they're not going up to where Jesus is. Right? And then there's a small group of people that are at the feet of Jesus. Which, by the way, Jesus said to Mary, or to Martha, that's the better place to be. Right? Jesus looks at Martha and says, you're worried about lots of things. Mary's chosen better. Right? Mary was sitting at the feet of Jesus. You got to decide. You at the feet of Jesus? Are you at the foot of the mountain? Right? Wanting the things of Jesus? Or are you somewhere else, not even recognizing that Jesus is around? Are you totally, right? Totally looking at Jesus as someone who is irrelevant to you and to your world, right? So chew on that. We'll talk to you next time. The Word Expanded, the Gospels.